Welcome back to another episode of Grip Gains Extras. Today we have a fun video planned. At the very least, this is a pleasant way to warm up. There's like geese flying by, beautiful ocean. When you're doing your 1 rep max off of a tree, just make sure that your ejection zone is clear. What if I add some weight? We're going to do a brand new warm-up routine out here at the Skyhook Project. We are deep in the Terrence Bay Wilderness. We had a beautiful boat ride in today. It is full summer beach conditions. My buddy Ben, who's been featured before in the Backwoods podcast series.
You could buy an entire research career of salamanders for what it would cost you to get a dead person's arm.
Texted me very excitedly the other day that he thinks he's had a breakthrough in warming up for his sessions in terms of speed of warm-up, productiveness of the session, and reducing fingertip pain. What we're going to do is we're going to read the text that I received from Ben, and then we're going to run through the warm-up routine as he's outlined it and see what we think. The ground rules for assessing whether this protocol is productive or not has to take into account the fact that today's conditions are terrible, okay? So with that in mind, do you think it's going to work?
It's going to make terrible conditions tolerable.
All right, terrible conditions tolerable. For me personally, if it can cut down on the skin pain, because when your tips are soft, it's so much harder to get warmed up, it'll be a definite improvement. So I'm gonna pull up Ben's texts, read them out, and then execute on the suggested routine. Ben says, holy fuck, new strategy. I've been having trouble warming up. Bit of FDS tweak or something. Just warmed up 1 rep in the hogs, or the HOGs. Holy fuck, best warm up I've ever had. That piqued my interest, so I asked for some more details. I felt like shit, and so I figured, fuck it. I'll just do a quick set and shower, then did a super low duration, adding 5 or 10 pounds, and got back on the board. Felt super good, no sore skin from warming up. I am unbelievably rote from yesterday's grip session. Warm up on grippers, and then climb, and then grip at the end was the perfect session. I'm going to repeat it today just to make sure it wasn't luck, but holy shit. My forearms are The micro was really good, especially for dealing with early skin sensitivity. All right, so I responded, what is the protocol that you recommend? Ben says, it's gonna blow your mind. I probably do 50% up to 1 rep max, more or less in 10% increments, but smaller increments when you get close. Longer holds at lower weights, but not to failure, not even close. 30 seconds on the lighter ones, and at the top, just lift for 5 seconds. So it sounds pretty easy. So we're gonna start halfway of our 1 rep max, and we're just gonna do 30 seconds, bump it by 10%, until we start getting close, and then we'll be basically 1 repping, but still, we don't wanna go anywhere close to failure. So, Ben recommended that we do both the crusher and the micro. He said the combo was really good. The micro was good for skin, and the crusher gets more overall warm up because it's a larger volume of muscle being engaged. Right now, we are several kilometers away from any sort of civilization. In order to get a weight stack large enough in here that we could be 1 repping on the crusher, which for me is over body weight, we had to bring a very cool piece of technology, a direct drive weight stack. I believe this technology will be the future of training for climbing, but that's a different video for a different day. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see how I use this particular device and why I personally think that this will be the future. For today, we're just gonna jump right in, do the weights, hop on the wall, and evaluate the protocol, see what we think. We're gonna do crusher first. Since we're starting nowhere near our 1 rep max, we gotta do both hands, and we gotta be pretty quick about this because we have 2 people, 2 exercises, and 2 sets of grippers to get through. Dialed up 50 pounds, Jen's gonna pull it, and you're supposed to hang this, Jen, for 20 or 30 seconds. So the setup we have right here is really helpful. We have a sloped rock, which is useful for resisting that pull, and then you can just kind of lean back into it. So it's a really great spot. We got right hand 50 for Jen. All right, you're good. First stage of warm up on crusher, so let's just dial it up to 70 and then I can jump in. We'll see how I perform on the wall today, but at the very least, this is a pleasant way to warm up. There's like geese flying by, beautiful ocean. My grip setup at home is pretty nice, but nowhere near this. Okay, that's 30. I kind of like the setup here. I can just lean on the rocks here. It's like pretty chill. This beats picking it up. Oh, except that it's a little light for like totally leaning on. but it certainly beats picking a weight stack up off the ground or lugging, you know, hundreds of pounds out here. Okay, all right, Jen, you're up. 70's getting real for Jen. All right, so remember, nowhere close to failure. So if it feels remotely difficult, you just let it go. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Yep. All right.
It like pulls me in.
That's it. All right. So that was 70. So let's go up. I'm going to keep going because that's very light for me. So I'm going to jump by 20 pounds to 90. And now I might have to use both rocks here to brace. Okay. All right. Do the other hand. This is still a relaxed, definitely in the warm-up zone, 50% 1 rep max. I'd have to look at my power curves to know exactly how long I should be holding this for, but 30 seconds is definitely comfortable. All right. All right, Jen. We're getting into the zone for you now where you just want to budget and put it back down. This might be 1 repping. Yeah, okay. Jen is definitely 1 repping. So this is approaching body weight for Jen. However, you would expect the climber at Jen's level to be able to do body weight on this grip. It's because Jen's an outdoor climber, and here in Nova Scotia, where FDS is simply not a prominent hold type. This is pretty interesting, Jen. I would have expected you could easily do this, but it's just this is not a grip that if you're an outdoor specialist here in Nova Scotia.
Use more legs.
Yeah, but regardless, you should just be you should be able to budget like you. Yeah. Okay. It is what it is. All right. Let's dial it down a little bit so Jen gets a proper warm up here because this is too Jen. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. Come on. Do you want me to hang off you? That'll help.
What?
We're gonna. Do you think it's grip or is it legs?
I don't know.
Well, what if I add some weight? Go dogs. Okay, well that definitively answers that question. Is it grip or is it legs? It's grip. I'm gonna not get involved this time because I almost got impaled on this stick over here. It's all fun and games until you get impaled on driftwood. Okay, yeah. She's heavy. There we go. Sick.
It's way easier than the 91.
So Jen just made a good point. She said it's way easier than the 90. When you get close to your 1 rep max, of course, that's why Ben suggested we go up in 2 or 5% increments because it starts getting hard very quickly. It goes from totally doable to, well, what you just saw.
Well, I think that very first pull is way harder than holding it.
Now, you know what? We can adjust that, Jen. We can make that first pull easy. What Jen's bringing up here is actually also a really cool aspect of these direct drive devices. The very first pull is that when you're doing heavy weights in training is a real difficulty sometimes, just overcoming the momentum or if there's friction in your system, depending on if you're doing floor lifts or pulley. With these direct drive systems, we can make the first pull easy, and we can adapt that force curve to be whatever we want. So we'll just do this. There it is. Whoa. See how it's ramping into the 80?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, come on. You can't do it. You're 74, I want to see 80, let's go.
I don't know, I think that's harder.
It's not harder, so it definitely is not harder, it's ramping slowly.
Yeah,
it's just, Jen, you're 1 repping here like crazy. You're just going over and over. 80 is very close to your max, and you're just going over and over and over again. That's why it's getting hard. That's why it's getting harder. It's going to be the whole session. We're doing too much volume. There we go. Yeah, okay, so she's pulling 80 this time, and she's right, actually. Jen's been able to pull that 80 a lot better than the previous 80 without the initiation. Okay, but that's it. It's a warm-up, okay? All right, my turn. All right, so I'm going to speed up this warm-up and just skip way ahead here. I'm going to go 120 now, which will be fairly heavy for me. Ooh, there's an assist over here on the dead tree.
That's what I needed.
Okay, so I'm going to keep it light here because that is starting to feel heavy at 120. Body weight is 150 for me. Okay. Now this is really comfortable because it holds me very nicely. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, whoa.
Okay. All right, 120 feels good. Jen, I think you're done warming up on the crusher because you hit your max, so I'm just gonna keep going. So let's go.
I don't think I
140.
can move 120.
You're not going to be able to. There's no point. There's a 0% chance. I'm going to go 140. I think Ben might be onto something. Like, I'm feeling pretty warmed up here. And when we do micro to get the skin warm up, it's going to be really something. All right, 140. Let's go. Whoa, that's getting real for me. Ah, there we go. Cool. All right. Other side. 140. It's like you got to get low. Cool. Okay, so I can do 150 now. So this is what Ben suggested, that I start taking smaller bites here now that we're getting close. 150, and that is getting close enough to my max that I'm just gonna pull it out and drop it. Okay. Awesome. Let's keep it going. What do you think? 160? Oh, yes. Yeah, once it's getting real. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm just having fun now. Okay, let's do 170. You hit it, but just. Other hand, go. 170. All right, we're gonna do 180. I'm actually getting my whole body warmed up as well from doing these heavier lifts. Oh, no. 178 is what I hit there. I didn't pull it. Okay, 180 with the right hand. Oh, got it with the right hand. Okay. Now I'm getting competitive with myself, and so I need to pull 180 left hand. Let's see. Yep. Got it. Okay, crusher's done. Let's switch gears, run through the micro, and then go see how we feel on the rock. It's my micro, so this again, Jen is severely disadvantaged here. So don't go crazy. The premise of this warm-up is that you can go totally crazy because it's so ergonomic that it's not gonna tweak anything, but we're gonna modify that for Jen here. All right, 30 pounds with the right hand on the micro for 30 seconds. All right. I'm gonna start at 50 pounds. 50's pretty heavy. I probably overdid it. I just said I don't think it's like I don't want to screw. Yeah, I don't want to go. I'm not going to fail at 30, but 30 feels a bit closer than Ben was suggesting. So we'll dial that back. Okay, yeah, this is better. Okay. So 40 would be your next step, Jen. So you did, because you did 30, so try 40. Now 40 on my micro might be getting a little bit up there. There you go. With the micro, it's a lot, it's a lot more reasonable to, it doesn't feel like it's pulling you into the tree. Okay, that was a bit heavy, yeah, that's what I thought. But you can modulate too, right? If you just let it in a little bit, it'll ease up.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do my next set, and then we'll come back. We'll inch you up just because you're getting close.
Yeah.
So we'll inch Jen up at this point. Okay. So 60 is pretty heavy. I just feel like we did the crusher, so I'm pretty warmed up. Is what I'm feeling like. So that's where I'm going to call it actually. Okay. 60 here. Now remember, when you guys get micros of your own, those who are interested, you actually cannot compare the weight between climbers. So it's not like you can watch this video and use it as benchmarking, because these grips every single one is different and it's customized to your hand. So it's a great tool. It's an ergonomic tool to strengthen the target muscles of interest. It's actually not a benchmarking tool. So you can't really say anything about me versus Jen on crimps based on what we're pulling here, because it's not a equal comparison. All right, Jen, so you did last time, what did you do?
40.
40, so we'll do like 45. So we're gonna do 46 for Jen's next. So this one, Jen, probably you're in the range where you just kind of want to pick it up and put it down. All right, 46 pounds, come on.
No.
All right, switch hands. Go, you got I didn't give you the instructions.
Yeah.
46, okay, 40 is beyond, 40 on my micro is beyond really what you should be using. So
Yeah.
we'll stop it there, especially for Jen, because it's not ergonomically safe to be using somebody else's device. So I'm gonna keep going though. What was I at? 60?
Yeah.
So I'll do 70. Very nice though. Very nice to warm up this way. It feels like I'm really gripping. Beautiful. Okay. All right, I'll keep going. Move pipes. There's a doggo in the landing zone, so when you're doing your 1 rep max off of a tree,
Move it out of the way.
yeah, you just make sure that your ejection zone is clear.
We tested it.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't land there.
Didn't hit it, but I also didn't mentally commit. So I hit 78. Let's try right hand, see if I can do it. If I focus a bit more. 79. All right. So those are definitely my 1 rep max. So that's it. We've run through the warm up. What do you think?
Well, there's less sun on the holds now, so it's probably better.
I think Jen is obsessed with temps, and anything else is just background noise. No,
That's the main factor.
this was a lot of fun. I am interested to see. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty warmed up, so I'm interested to see how it feels.
Sun goes.
Yeah, hop on, send goes, let's go. We are around back at my latest project here at the Skyhook Boulder. It is a super crimpy, super sharp, beautiful face climb. Very, very cool climbing up this back face with some very interesting holds and very cool movement. It is a hard climb to warm up on. The holds here are extremely sharp. The crystals have not seen any wear from the ocean on the back side of this boulder, and so I haven't pulled on anything at all yet. I've just done the grip warm up as we've just saw. So what I'm gonna do is pop on these shoes, hop on with no touching rock at all, and see how it feels. Holy shit! Holy shit, Jen! That was phenomenal! Woo! Okay, yeah, Jen, it's going well. These opening moves are pretty hard, and I'm completely unable to do them normally, right off the pad. What I'm gonna do now is go check in with Jen, see what her experience is like, compare notes, and then finish this session and hopefully send this line.
I don't think this helped me. I'm tired now. There was the overkill on the warm up.
It's gonna be the whole session. Jeez, we're doing too much volume. So you're too tired.
Yeah. I have to re-warm up for the rock.
I mean, I think you did like a fair bit of like 1 rep in over there, Jen. What you did might not have been a warm up.
I don't think it was a warm up. We know that what I did just there, not a good plan.
What about
Don't do it.
What about the outdoor grip setup?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, but just don't do so much weight.
Right before you hop on the proj. All right. Well, I think that's a reasonable conclusion.